Hello and welcome. It's Natalie from Odd Page Society. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I am going to show you 3 different versions of the same folio that I created. This one I taught in a class last July. This one I made prior to that in the spring at one point last year, so the spring of 2025. And then this one I made this week as part of my I'm Not Creatively Blocked breakthrough. So I wanted to just kind of show you the evolution. I find it's really nice when you find a pattern that works for you, or a system that works for you, if you kind of revisit it when you're having a struggle with your creativity. That's what helped me kind of break through it. I posted another video as well on like a backward slip journal that helped as well. So this one, I love a magnetic closure. So this one is from a Stamperia paper pack, and maybe springtime. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. If I was prepared when I was filming this, I would have gotten it, but I digress. On the inside, I really liked the idea of adding this vintage paper I made with some Tim Holtz ephemera. I made a little like bookmark that you can write on the back of it. This is a belly band that can go around the book if I wanted to. I've got some glossy accents there, just like a miscellaneous tag from my stash that I put a brad in. And then another, this is the bottom part of, look at the top. It's a part of this collage strip. And then I made a little pouch with my paper there. I stamped this with a slimline stamp that I have. I think it's from, oh, my brain. I think it's from Spellbinders. These 2 little tags were really fun. And then I put some glossy accents on them. I used, this is a Tim Holtz die, which I used, and just a sticker in my stash. This stamp is from Hero Arts, which I liked. It didn't stamp as well as I had wanted it to, but that's because the paper has a bit of texture. So if you're using any type of paper that has like a linen look or texture to it, you really can't expect a nice crisp stamp image, because the creases in the linen texture won't take the ink, which is that's just life. This was like a floral encyclopedia page that I really liked. This was I am so in love with these. I have been searching high and low for more of these because they don't seem to be made anymore, which frustrates me. But I digress. So I'm being very judicious with the ones that I have left. Make sure that I'm very wise in how I use them. This one, I really liked how I did this little flip out. So I had these Le Blanche stamps, which I enjoyed using. And then this little guy here just kind of flips out. I made it so that there are like a couple of different slip through pockets that you can do there. And then these are just part of the paper pack. Here, this slips in here and then just butts up to the end and stops. And then this is an Elizabeth Craft piece of paper from, I think, book 5, but once again, not prepared when I was filming this, and I'm too deep into it to stop now. Just some little ephemera bits and pieces that I've gathered along the way. I did a few little bookmarks from the 12 by 12 paper pack. It was a really versatile pack that I ended up with quite a few additionals from. I haven't been able to find the ephemera packs or anything from it, so I'm unsure if any of it is still available anywhere. But the one that I used this week is a new release from Stamperia. And the reason why I used it was because it really reminded me of this one. This is just a little file folder that I liked the contrast of the color with the green background for. And then this is an original piece of ephemera from a calendar, which I have really fallen in love with. And these just tuck in here with another bookmark that I made. And then it all tucks in so nicely. So the next one is this book that I did after, it was my first class that I taught for Scrap Addicts, which is in Edmonton, Alberta. Ivy's been really supportive of me being able to run some classes there. She hosts Odd Page Society, which is really lovely. Everyone really enjoys the space and enjoys using it. And last year when I was having some health struggles and challenges with work, she let me kind of do some of this stuff because it was what I was capable of. So here we are. So this was a fun little book. I tried to use the same concept as the first one, and then was limited to just supplies that the store could source. So I wasn't able to use the vintage elements that I did in the first one, which was a nice creative challenge. And I used some different stamps. So I just used a really simple Katie Petite stamp to block off the 3 sections of the page. I used a Simple Stories paper line for this, which was really beautiful. I did some hidden paper clips, which were fun. Those are fun to teach. I love like an extra fold out. I liked how these, you can kind of just get them to stick up there. There's a little pocket here, which something may have gone into at one point. I don't know, this has gone through a lot of different hands over the course of the last almost year. I liked this little pouch because all of your little tags just fit in there. And then there are little tabs to pull them out. And I cut out, like fussy cut out the butterfly and then shaped it with a paper shaping kit, as well as this butterfly here and this moth here. So if you can see, they're just kind of popped up from the actual page, which adds just an additional part of visual interest when you're looking at the project. There's quite a few little bookmarks in here. And then this was just the bottom of one of the tags that I cut. And I wanted a stopping spot for this card. So that ended up helping me out. I found that the cover was too boring this way, and I didn't have enough tags left over like this. I preferred this shape of tag to the square shape of tag. So I made this little card to slip over there. And then the butterfly is also shaped on this one. The sample card that I did in class when I taught it was a little toadstool, because there are also lots of toadstools in this collection. So that was that one. And then, drum roll please, this is the latest rendition that I've done. So to accomplish this one, I had the 12 by 12 paper pack from Stamperia. I used a few of the rub-ons and a bit of the ephemera kit from this line, the All Around line, which is really quite beautiful in my opinion. So I used some of the cards, and this one has a magnetic closure as well. I did make it a little bit fatter than I was anticipating, so it's a little bit chunkier. So I'm trying to find my center in the camera. I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on the spine, and I let my spine tags, like the extra kind of tags, hang really low. And then I did this fun little dangle. These are Tim Holtz like quote chips that I used his crayons just to bring out the quote. And then for the other one, I tried it with the green. I forget which color. It didn't work as well as I wanted to. And then I just kind of let it go. Sometimes you just gotta walk away. This is the thick embossing glaze. So if you saw my video on my kind of backwards flip journal, which I might name differently when I post that video, but if you saw it, this is why I wanted to do the little circular and kind of advert in the thick embossing glaze, because I really like how this turned out. And then on the inside, I did something similar with the magnifying glass, which is the piece of ephemera. And I actually did this in glossy accents. So I did it in just a smaller coating of glossy accents. These are gonna tinkle the whole time. I I hope that's okay. This is the same stencil that I've been using from the herbarium collection of Stamperia. I really like it. This was the Simon Hurley Solar Paste. It is used, I think I had a bit of brown on the stencil, and that's how I got that coppery tone. And then this is just the ephemera. This was an envelope, like a craft cardstock envelope. I just loved this page and didn't want to do anything extra to it, so I didn't. There are some cards from the paper pack that I cut out. It really is just so pretty. I squared off some of these tiles in glossy accents, and it's amazing how the color completely changes. I didn't add any color or any tone. It just highlights the depth of color in the paper. I did some stenciling on a vintage piece of paper, used some ephemera. I anchored it with some pencil crayons. I made this little tag with the butterfly and some kind of like flossy, fabric-y, maybe yarn. Can't remember what it was or where I got it from. I really like how the adhesive ephemera is so shiny. It makes me happy. This is a strip of 12 by 12 paper that I made into a tag because it fit really well in here. I die cut this piece out of a piece of the 12 by 12 paper. And then I made this tag. This was a tag I had die cut from an Elizabeth Crafts die a long time ago. I found it while tidying up, and I just used rub-ons and cutouts and little ephemera pieces from the pack and some binding seam for the top of my tag there. And then this piece I flipped out and I basically left the same. I just needed a place to tuck my tag, and I didn't do anything different because it's just so beautiful. Like, I did add a piece of ephemera down here, but it's just so pretty. This was a little plainer, so I added a bit there. I love this little bug. I wish it looked a little bit more like a watercolor image, but I don't know. I'm leaning into the more kind of photographic-esque illustrations. In general, I'm not a huge fan of the AI, so I try to stay away from designers who are using AI. It's not my jam. Lots of people love it. That's okay. You do you, as Tim Holt says. There is nothing wrong with that. I really liked how these, I think that's an amaryllis, how they match together. And then I had another little tag. I did this with some Art and Creative Studio stickers, and then this is some tags from 49 Market, and then this was from the paper collection. So it's all just on a shiny kind of pearlescent cardstock. I think that's an Elizabeth Craft die as well. I left this, so I don't know, you can journal on it if you want to. Do I journal on my journals? No, I just stare at them after I make them because making them is what makes me happy, and I don't need to do anything else with them. It's just the process that I'm contented with. This is another little mini tag. I got a bunch of these. I think maybe at Michael's. I can't remember. That's where that came from. I like this little saying, so I just tucked it in there nicely. These are these Lisa Horton interference inks, which I've been enjoying. I got a bunch at a fabric sale that I was recently at, where they had received a large estate donation of a scrapbook collection. So I didn't get quite as much fabric as I wanted, but I got more scrapbooking, crafting, creative supplies than I had anticipated. This folds over, and then with this background I did a bunch of stamping and masking, and then I used pencil crayons to color over it, and then I covered most of it up with the ephemera. But I like the look. Quite happy with it. It's a bit subtle. I tried to use some Gamsol to do some of the blending. I didn't want to go too dark or bold with it. I'm semi happy with the results. And that's it. So I have these guys mirroring each other. I legitimately wish that they were facing each other, but what do? You have to work with the images you get, right? Especially on packs that you have no control over designing. So here we go. It's the latest and greatest. This is like iteration number 2. And then the mother of the folios. Thank you so much for your time today. Once again, it's Natalie from Odd Page Society. I appreciate that you came to hang out. See you next time. Bye-bye.